मेरे गुरुदेव, मेरे गुरुदेव.
How can one talk of miraculous experiences when one's entire life has become a miracle? And I say this now after spending a good 22 years with Tarneiv Ji. There are so many innumerable instances where literally magic has happened, and this period of time is too short to really encapsulate everything. But what is more important is how every moment of my life is now connected with him, and how he resides and lives in every breath that I take, in every moment that I have, in every experience that I encounter. When you've reached a stage where one can only bow in gratitude and only be appreciative that he now possesses, has been blessed with perhaps the most priceless treasure one can ever sort of get in life, then nothing remains other than gratitude. Thank you, Tarneiv Ji, for always being there, for always being in every pore, in every drop, in every sort of little detail of my life. Your guidance, your enlightenment is everything. And I am so grateful and so thankful for this blessing, which I cannot imagine that my good fortune that I got to meet you on that day 22 years back, and I've continued to celebrate you and to thank the Almighty and you for being so magnanimous and so you do get into a loss of words. So I'm not going to talk about single incidents, but this is just a message of gratitude and for my beloved. And I hope that I can only kind of experience this and take this to higher and much higher levels with every passing moment. Thank you, Tarneiv Ji.
Hello, my name is Shri Tarneiv, and today I would like to share my experiences that I had with Tarneiv Bhaiya. I met him around 10 years ago when Ankit introduced me to him after our marriage. I was so excited and eager to meet him, to know him, that I had prepared a list of questions that I'm going to ask him, and plenty of things were evolving in my mind. But soon as I entered his room, everything just blew off. Seeing him sitting, I just could not realize where I am. His personality, his aura was so beautiful that I just forgot everything. And his way of talking, his gestures, his love, his care gave me so much support and strength and happiness that I felt at so much ease and calm at that time. And today, there is nothing that I do without consulting him. Even if it is a little bit of thing or the biggest issue, I text him or try to call him. I just make sure he knows everything what I'm doing. So I would like to share one experience that after our marriage, when Tarneiv Bhaiya came to Delhi, he stayed in Farmers, and I told my father that why don't you come along and meet him. He went, and then we met Bhaiya, and he started asking some questions to my father, some general casual talk like what's your name, the place you were born, the time, everything. And he just paused and showed his palm like this, and the answers were already written. the time of birth, the place of birth of my father was already written on his palm, and there was no pen, nothing. He already knew the answers, that who's gonna meet him, and these are the questions he'll answer to, everything. Before even my father could say anything, he had already written that answers. And my father was overwhelmed. And again, when he asked, "How many uncles you have?" my father said, "I have 3 uncles." And he smiled and said, "No, you have 4 uncles." He said, "No, I have 3 uncles. How come I don't know about them?" So he smiled again and he said, "Okay." And then the conversation ended up in a very, regular manner, like, okay. And then my father went off, and after 1 or 2 days, my father went to see my grandmother and asked her, "Mummy, mere kitne mama the?" My grandmother said, 3. Why are you asking a question now out of blue suddenly? My father said, nothing, I just wanted to confirm. कहते वैसे तो 4 ही मामा थे, एक की डेथ जब वो बहुत छोटे थे तभी हो गई थी. And my father smiled and started gazing at her and was like, okay. And then he called me up and said, Bhaiya was right. I had 4 mamas and I even didn't know about it. So I said, see, Bhaiya knew that you had 4 mamas. So that's how he, spells his little bit of magic where anyone he wishes to. But it's just that, sometimes some people witness it, some people don't. But it's not that miracles don't happen. It's happening every time, everywhere, all around you. He's there with you. He's there to take away your sorrows. He's there to make you smile. He's there with you when you need him. It's just that some feel, some don't. But he's there in any form. He's there showing his blessings in form of flowers, in form of fragrance, by himself. But he is always there. And I believe him because I know he's there with me all the way. A few years back, I was scrolling my phone and looking at my brother's pictures, whom I had lost when I was 17 years. And I was just, talking to myself that my brother is no more and there is no one whom I can share my sorrows or griefs with. So there's no one. So I was really sad and broken, and I had just kept my phone like that on the bed. And soon after, a message came from Tarneiv Bhaiya saying that, Kriti, I want you to do 2 things for me. I said, yes Bhaiya, tell me. And he said, firstly, was obviously related to the joys and practices that he always tell everyone to do. And secondly, he told me that I want you to tie Rakhi to me from now. I was so happy and shocked what to say. And I just thanked him. I am so grateful that he gave me this opportunity. He just thought that I deserved to be his sister. So I'm really thankful, and it's my pleasure and honor to be that part of his heart whom he really loves and cares about. I know you're there with every and each one of us. You're there. Thank you so much for giving us your love, for giving us your support. Thank you so much.
Hello Ballet family. Jay and I wanted to share an incident that recently happened with us, and it was such a divine experience that we really want to share it with everyone. And not only did it enhance our faith in our Guruji Tarneiv Ji, it is a miracle that happened with us, and we are very, very grateful to our Guruji Tarneiv Ji. Just a few days ago, my husband had a surgery, and he was in our older house where he was, after the surgery, he was going to come back to Huntsville, where we are living right now. So while on his way back, he just picked up a few things from our previous home, and while he was doing that, he got hurt on his chest. I don't know from where, right away I got a message from Tarneiv Ji, and he sent a message to me saying J and a question mark. and he wanted to know where Jay is. And so I wrote to him that he's on his way back. At that time, I didn't know that Jay had got hurt. So he came back to Huntsville. The next day, he stayed around Guruji, and when he came, he told me that he really got hurt and he thinks that he has had a fracture in his chest. But, he was still, I said, are you able to breathe? And he said, yeah, I can breathe, but, I still have a lot of pain in my chest as if something is broken there. So the next day he went and he was around Guruji, and when he says, as long as I was around him, I felt okay, no pain. But as soon as he came home, the pain would start again. The next day, Guruji said, send Jay to me. And I said, Guruji, he might have to go to the doctor for an x-ray because, his chest is still hurting. And after that, something happened and Jay said, no, I'm going to Guruji and I will just go and be with him. So at that time, it was 11:15 in the morning. And he left home and he went to join Guruji. After that, what Jay experienced, he's going to tell you himself because it was his experience and, how he felt and how he experienced such a miracle.
मैं गुरुजी के पास पहुंचा और उन्होंने मुझे अपनी साथ चलने के लिए बोला और गुरुजी कार चला रहे थे. उन्होंने मेरे से पूछा पेन के बारे में, तो मैंने उन्हें बताया कि ये मुझे थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा हो रही है और इस टाइम मुझे थोड़ी ठीक बेटर है. तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि आप सीधे होकर के बैठ जाओ और उन्होंने अपना चैंटिंग स्टार्ट करी और उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि आप अपनी बॉडी को जरा फील करो और जहाँ पे चोट लगी है वहाँ पे महसूस करो कि कोई डिवाइन लाइट जो है वहाँ पे आपको फील करो. और करीब 2 मिनट की चैंटिंग के बाद मुझे अपनी चेस्ट में एक क्लिक करने की आवाज आई, जैसे कि सीट बेल्ट क्लिक होती है उस टाइप की. और मैंने ये भी नोट किया इससे पहले कि जो गुरुजी की जो आवाज आ रही थी वो जैसे कि बहुत दूर से आ रही है, मतलब कि बिल्कुल पूरी तरह चेंज थी आवाज. वो आवाज मतलब कि गुरुजी की तो बिल्कुल नहीं थी. और उस क्लिक की आवाज के बाद मेरी जो दर्द थी वो बिल्कुल ही डिसअपियर हो गई और मेरी जो लेफ्ट आर्म थी जिसको कि मैं ठीक से नहीं हिला पा रहा था वो उसमें बहुत अच्छी तरह वो मूव करने लग गई और काफ़ी मुझे पूरी तरह रिलीफ मिल गया. और बिल्कुल ये मुझे चमत्कार ही लगा, वो था ही चमत्कार ही था वो कि इतनी मुझे तकलीफ थी और वो अचानक ही पूरी तरह गायब हो गई.
And we feel so blessed that we are in the same city as he is in, and we feel blessed that the whole city is blessed with him, and it is a huge blessing that he showers all his grace on us, and I'm very, very thankful, and so is Jay. We are very grateful for the presence of our dear and divine Guruji in our lives. I think each and every incident adds on to our own faith and the divine experience. And I really thank every member of the Bali family for listening to us, and also I wanted to share this experience with each one of you because it is very, very divine for us. Thank you.
During this lockdown, since we were all at our home, I developed a new phobia, that is travel phobia. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਜਾਣ ਵੇਲੇ ਐਂਗਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਤੇ ਘਬਰਾਹਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਭਾਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਮਿਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਆਣਾ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, I wanted an end to my sufferings. ਕਿ ਬਸ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਫੀਅਰਸ ਤੋਂ ਮੁਕਤ ਕਰੋ, because this was actually hampering my growth ਐਂਡ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਣਾ ਹੈ, ਦਿੱਲੀ ਆਣਾ ਹੈ, ਆਈ ਕਾਂਟ ਮਿਸ ਦਿਸ। ਚਲੋ ਜੀ, ਅਸੀਂ 22 ਸੈਪਟੈਂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਇਆ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ। ਆਏ ਵਿਦ ਮਾਈ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਅਵਿਸਾਰ ਭਈਆ। ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਟੂਵਰਡਸ ਰੇਲਵੇ ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਦੂਰ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਘਰੋਂ। ਮੈਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਟੂਲਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਨਾਲ ਆਈ ਕੁਡ ਫਾਈਟ ਦੈਟ ਫੀਅਰ। ਅੱਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ AC ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਬੁੱਕ ਕਰਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ। ਆਈ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ have another fear which is claustrophobia. ट्रेन बंद है, कितों कोई ओपनिंग नहीं है, कितों कोई फ्रेश एयर विंडो नहीं है। And throughout that journey I was smiling. Brother नाल we had a gala time. Enjoy करदे गया। मैनू कुछ नहीं सीगा भी कितों हवा नहीं आ रही, मैं बंद हो गई हाँ या मैं दूर जा रही हाँ। भाजी नू याद किया, उन्हां दा चेहरा सामने लियाया, चैंट कीती, मेडिटेट कीता, एंड आई हैड अ वंडरफुल जर्नी। थैंक यू सो मच पाजी टू हेल्प मी ओवरकम दोज फियर्स। जिवें आपां कहने आ भाजी रब ने, ਉਹ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਾਨ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਇਹ ਫੀਅਰ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਪੈਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਉਹ 5-6 दिन मैं इन्ना ज़्यादा मस्ती, इन्ना ज़्यादा मज़ा, those 5-6 days were full of gratitude, शुक्राना, मस्ती, happiness, joy, so much of warmth, unconditional love। ਭਾਜੀ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਦਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਨੇ, ਛੋਟੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਫਿਕਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਭਾਜੀ ਫॉर ਬੀਇੰਗ ਵਿਦ all of us all the time.
Hi, my name is Gini, and I would like to share some miraculous incident that I have experienced in the divine presence of our beloved Master Tarneiv Ji. I am an osteopath by profession, so I do physio for Guruji because he sits for long hours in meditation. So one time I was with him and I was working on his hands, pressing the pressure points, and then suddenly there is fragrance, and the fragrance in both the hands was different. So I was overwhelmed thinking that few minutes back there was no fragrance, and suddenly I could feel jasmine and rose flowers all over. The second incident that I would like to share is that once me and my husband Amardeep, we were both were with Guruji. He was talking to us, he was sitting on the chair and we were sitting near him on the floor, and I looked towards him and the color of his eyeball changed into blue. It looked as if his eyes are made up of glass, jive kach di akhaं hundiyan. I was shocked and I didn't say anything. But the same thing happened few more times, but this time there were other belly members there too. So I told them, look towards Guruji's eyes, and he asked, ki hoya? So I said, Guruji, todi akkhan da color badal gaya hai. And he smiled, and for us when he smiles it means all is good. Thank you Guruji for loving us, for making us a part of this belly family. There are no words to express my thanks towards you. When I first met Guruji, he asked ki Gini tusi khush ho, and I said yes, and he said how much, and I said this much. And now every time he asks me Gini tusi khush ho, pare khush ho, and I say yes Guruji, inna. So thank you so much Guruji for everything. Thank you, and I love you.
Hello everyone, I wanted to share my experiences with all of you about the practices and my time since I met Tarneiv Ji. It's been a couple of years, and the first time I met him was after I heard from my brother and sister as they met him during some turbulent times. But after the first meeting itself, they felt change in themselves. The situation did not change, but somehow they learned how to deal with it. Somehow they learned how to get through that situation without feeling so lost and so disheartened. So I met Tarneiv Ji and I told him that the that I'm so very grateful that you came into our lives, and I can see it with my siblings how they have changed, and even in their attitudes they've become completely different. And that was my first meeting with Tarneiv Ji. He closed his eyes and he said, "Don't worry, I'm with you also, and I'm with your brother and sister as well. Enjoy your life, you have a beautiful life ahead." So that was my first meeting with Tarneiv Ji, and since then, to be very honest, there's no looking back. Many situations have come, but then we always knew that there is somebody to fall back on, there's something to fall back on, be it the practice or Tarneiv Ji. Nothing scares me that much anymore, and there is something inside, like the child inside which is always happy. Like the true meaning of being joyful has come into my understanding, like after being regular with the practice. Also, I met Tarneiv Ji in Delhi, and it was my 9th month of pregnancy, and something happened that I felt that I would not be able to travel to Claridge's to see him, as it was my 9th month. But then things changed, and he changed the venue to Rohini, which was close to me. So I met him, and he called me out of the blue, and he gave me 7 almonds. He gave it to me like one by one, and I was laughing. I did not know like why it was only me like who got it. Like I was the only one who got 7 almonds like that. There has to be a special meaning to that, because it was like out of the norm. I just felt that, and I thought that to myself, and I realized it later, like 2 days later, when I had to deliver. It was a complicated pregnancy. We were at a state where we thought that I might lose my life, and my child had to be given artificial breath when she was born, and that is when I understood why it was different for me and why the plan got changed, so that I could be there and I could see the energy and get those blessings. And today, if I'm breathing, I know that I got it because of him. So I'm very, very thankful for this life from Tarneiv Ji, and I'm very thankful for the practice which has shown us the bigger meaning to life, and which has really taught us how to be joyful regardless of the situation, and how I think we can change anything if Tarneiv Ji is with us. So I'm just thankful, Tarneiv Ji, just be with us all the time, every time, all day, every day. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody. I want to share my experiences with the practice. I started practice almost a year ago, and I was going through a very tough time. I've been through a life-threatening accident. My life was not, my mind was not stable. I had thoughts every time. I was not at peace at all. And then I was introduced to the practice. Since then, whenever I do practice, I feel peaceful. Whenever I do practice, I see myself feeling lighter. I have a lot of clarity, and I think this is what practice has brought me: clarity, peace, one-pointedness, in the sense that I can focus much better. I can focus on my goals. I can focus on my life. I feel more warmth, more love in myself. There have been times during practice I really want to cry. While chanting, I really want to let it out. It helps a lot. It supports the whole thought process of my existence, in the sense that after the session, after the practice, I have clarity. I am calmer, and I really want to thank Tarneiv Ji and for all this, what he has done for us through the practice. What he has, the guidance he's always provided, it's very, very helpful, and I don't think so I can live anymore without it. I thank you, Tarneiv Ji.
Namaskar, my name is Mandira Chandupur, today I'm going to share my experiences. Last year in December 2021, it's another incident that I'm sharing. I had an angioplasty done. So when I was taken to the hospital, in the OT, the doctors told me that it won't take too long to finish the procedure. It's just a 30-40 minute procedure and you will be done, and probably the next day we could discharge you, so don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Though it was for the first time that I had this problem, so I was little scared, but still somewhere in my heart and in my mind I knew that Bhaiya was there to take care of me. The procedure started and I was in my senses. I was listening to everything that what the doctors were saying, and they were trying hard to put in the stunt in my heart, but somehow they weren't able to do it, and they tried 3-4 times. And then ultimately the main doctor, he was like, I don't think we'll be able to do it, and he said that let's stop doing this again and again, and let's do an open heart, because it seems a little difficult to put the stunt there in the heart, because it was at a juncture where the stunt was not actually reaching with the procedure they were doing. So the moment I heard that he's talking about doing an open heart, I really got scared, and though I was chanting continuously since the beginning, I was more into it, and I just stopped listening to what they were saying, and I was more engrossed with the chanting. And the only thing that I heard from the second doctor was, let's give one more try. If it happens, fine, otherwise we'll go in for a stunt, for an open operation heart. So that's it. And then this doctor tried, and I was praying that it should happen this time, and I don't want to go in for an open heart. And thankfully it was a miracle that it happened, and he was able to put in the stunt at the place where they wanted to, in the last final chance, which he did. And I was so relieved when the doctor said that it's a miracle that has happened, and I knew it was all because of Bhaiya that it happened. Otherwise it wouldn't have been possible for the doctors, though they had been trying for so long, and a 30-minute procedure took almost 2.5 hours to finish. So I was so relieved after that, and the doctor actually went out and told my husband that it's a miracle that we have been able to do it, which we thought we would give up because it wasn't happening, and we'd been trying for some time. So I'm so blessed that Bhaiya is there, always there with us to help us, guide us. And I am really I find myself to be very lucky to have a living guru, a mentor who is guiding us and who is showing us the path to lead a happy and good life. Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for always being there with us. I love you, Bhaiya. Thank you.
Namaskar. This is Anand from Mysore. I just want to share my experience, miraculous cure that happened to me exactly on Taranji's 2021 birthday, August 15th. Prior to that, I had a severe tennis elbow for about 15-20 days maybe. So much so that I couldn't even keep my phone to my ears on the right hand. It was a right hand pain. Then I visited my doctor. The doctor said you can take some pills, and if it doesn't cure, then they said they will have to do some intervention on the elbow. I didn't really quite convinced to go for any intervention, so I just carried on without even taking any painkillers. Then slowly from the elbow pain, both the wrists started paining, the wrist joint, later my waist and my knees. So it was almost like all the joints started paining. I was really getting worried. And this miracle happened exactly on his birthday. After having having his darshan over the Zoom on August 15th, 2021, till about 4:30 early morning here in India, I went to sleep. Just after about an hour, I woke up screaming. There was a kind of pain in the center of my spinal cord. So the miracle was Tarneiv Ji had come in my dream, and I exactly remember the same dress that he was wearing for his birthday. He came in my dream and he asked me, "Haan ji, Anand ji, how are you doing?" And I said, "Mereko bahut dard hai, Tarneiv Ji. It's very difficult for me. All my joints are paining." He hugged me, pressed me at the center of my spinal cord so hard that I woke up. Then later I realized that when I went to brush my teeth, there was no pain in the elbow, neither in the any of the joints. So it was just a miracle that happened, and all my joints have been in perfect condition. Touch wood. Thank you very much, Tarneiv Ji, for being with us, being with me, taking care of me. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Today I want to share my experience with our loving and beloved Guruji. So I came to know about him through my sister Tanu, who has been a belly practitioner for more than 3 years now, and she used to always tell me about all the miracles happening and everything. And last September also, when Guruji came, she was insisting that I meet him, but somehow it did not happen. Maybe destiny ch nahi si. So what happened was that in December I faced a very big problem, and I was helpless. I did not know what to do, and just before sleeping I just prayed to Guruji and I asked him to help me, and I slept, and after I slept I dreamt of him, and in my dream I was at Tanu's place only, and there a girl came to me. ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਈ ਔਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਸੀ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸਨੇ ਉਸ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਫੋਟੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਾਲਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖੋਗੇ। ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਸ਼ੀ ਗੇਵ ਮੀ ਐਨ ਇਰੇਜ਼ਰ, ਐਂਡ I just felt that Guruji is talking to me and he's saying that just give me 1 year of religious practice and all your problems are going to vanish. He gave me the eraser and he told me, see, this eraser is going to vanish all your problems. I got up in the morning, I talked to Tanu, I was totally shocked and I had goosebumps reliving the dream with her. I told her and she told me that I am sending you the chant and start chanting from today itself and you will see your problems are going to vanish. I think it took 2 weeks and the problem which had no solution, it was solved in few days only and everything was okay. And since then I've experienced so many miracles. In fact, every day is a miracle as far as our Guruji is with us, and I'm truly blessed and grateful that he chose me, that he is with me all the time, and we all are so blessed that he loves us so much and we have this beautiful practice with us. Thank you so much, Guruji. Always grateful.
Hello everyone, I'd like to share my few experiences with the Master over the period of last 1 year since I have been associated with him. There are 2 special moments, the first online satsang that I attended was very special because when I look back, it seems as if that day he was just speaking to me. There were certain questions, it was my first satsang, so I had a few questions in mind. I was looking and observing things around and here I was thinking and there he was answering my questions. Apart from that, one very special thing that happened was that towards the end of the satsang, when he asked us to express gratitude, he asked us to remember things that were very close to our heart. And that very moment, I was thinking about one of my experiences at Banke Bihari temple. So when Master was correcting everyone about their position and how we should relax our shoulders and stuff like that, he specifically told me not to think about any deities, and that literally took me by surprise because only I knew that I was thinking of that very moment. At that very moment, I was thinking about that. Apart from that, my first physical meeting with him was also very special. That was 23rd of September 2021, when he landed in India for the first time after I had joined the family. Like everyone else, I had a few questions. I wanted to get an answer for those questions, and I didn't even get to ask him, and he immediately addressed the very concern that I had without even asking me anything about what I was going through and what I was looking for. Recently, in the month of March, me and my family, we all got COVID. That is when I literally felt that I should tell the Master once and seek his blessings, and I did that. But what happened was, on the very same day when I was feeling that I also have now gone down with the virus, I got a message about a chanting session, and I had thought that I would not chant this time. I'll just hear the chant and I will feel it, and I will attend the satsang, but I won't be able to chant. So the moment the session started, Master himself said that today no one will chant, everyone will close their eyes and just feel the chant. And only he knows what happened. Once the session ended, I had no fever, there was no symptom of COVID, and I was just roaming around with everyone else in the family. My son was down with COVID, Radhika was down with COVID, and my daughter as well. And I was just being with them, and I was just absolutely fine, and I had taken not a single medicine after that, and even before that. So such was the miraculous feeling of being with the Master. Also recently, we as a family were really stressed about our daughter's admission in modern school, and the admission was due for last 2 years, and we were continuously getting commitments that it will happen very soon, next week, next month, next week, next month. Things like that were happening, and when things actually went out of control, once again had no option, but I had to just ask the Master that what should we do in this case, because we are not even looking anywhere else, because we were given a firm commitment that our child would be going to modern school. So I messaged him, and once again, to the best of our surprise, we were through with the admission within a week, 10 days after our word with the Master. So these are certain experiences that as a family we've had, and apart from all these miraculous experiences, just the feeling of being with him, the feeling of knowing that he's always with you, and all of these small moments that we get to spend with him are so special. They bring so much joy and so much satisfaction that it is completely unbelievable, and we feel really very lucky to be in his shelter. This is me. I am Sajeev Gupta, a part of the Belly family. Thank you.